Hello and welcome. You are on the YouTube channel of AUM Association and you are listening to a podcast on sexual health that we are doing for a month of Solidarity campaign. This is the second podcast that we are doing now on the topic, so we invite you to watch the first one as well. My name is still Juhan, I'm still an international volunteer, I'm still 24 years old and I still come from Estonia. And I am joined here again by my two colleagues. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Aysegul and from Turkey. I am 22 years old.
And I'm Anna and I'm from Denmark and I'm 20 years old.
And today's topics are female anatomy, orgasms, communicating about sex with your partner, and love.
Yes, so Aisha and I have prepared a little quiz for you about the female anatomy and about like periods and menstruation and just so you can get like a bit better knowledge about what females deal with every day. So the first question.
Yes. Juhan, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yes. What is a menstruation?
Menstruation is a monthly occurrence where blood comes out of female body parts.
Yeah, that's correct, but more specifically, it's the monthly shedding of the lining of the uterus. So the menstrual cycle is characterized by the rise and fall of the hormones. Menstruation is triggered by falling progesterone levels, and it's a sign that pregnancy has not occurred.
Yeah. Can you pee with a tampon in?
No, you cannot. It's blocking the way.
That's wrong, because of course you can pee because it's two different holes. The blood comes out of the vaginal opening and the pee comes out of the urethral opening, so it's like not blocking the other one.
Yeah. Why are there different sizes of tampons?
Because there are different sizes of women, so there are also different sizes of vaginas.
I get why you would guess that, but actually it's just because there are different period flows. Like it varies how heavy your menstruation is, because the vagina is actually a very elastic organ, and it's gonna expand if you're aroused, or if you're giving birth, obviously it's gonna expand really much. But if you're nervous, then it's gonna tighten. So when you put a tampon in, it's really important that you're relaxed in order to get it properly in.
Yeah. How many tampons do you women use for their period?
I think maybe 20.
Yeah, that's correct. Around 20 per menstrual cycle. Again, this depends on how heavy your flow is. But yes, around 20.
So, how long after birth can women have sex again?
I think right after.
No, like giving birth, it like tears up your body so much. Obviously, there is a baby coming out of your body. So you should wait between 4 and 6 weeks after delivery, just in order for your body to heal properly.
Yes. How much blood do women lose during their period?
In what units?
Like in spoons.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 3, 4.
Yeah, around like 2 to 5. Like depends on again how heavy your flow is, and also like how many days it spends over. Because I know girls who only have like their period for maybe 2 or 3 days, and I'm so jealous because other people have it like for a week or even 2 weeks sometimes. So it's really different from woman to woman.
How long can women safely leave a tampon in?
Maybe around 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's a bigger span. It's from 4 to 8 hours. So if the tampon is still dry after the 8 hours, you should wear a smaller tampon. But if it's like fully drenched after 4 hours, you should wear a bigger one that can obtain more liquid.
And I have never used it, and I don't prefer choose. It's not comfortable for me, so I don't know about this subject.
I actually prefer using tampons because I feel more like relaxed and I'm able to do everything. When I started having my period, I also just used pads. I feel like that's pretty normal. But some of my friends were like swimmers, so they were forced to use a tampon right away because obviously you can't swim with a pad. You have to use like a menstrual cup or a tampon. I don't know. I like using a tampon and a panty liner at the same time. That's just the most comfortable for me. But like if, as you say, like
I
if
like using pet.
Yeah.
Because I think very comfortable
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. So you just have to find out what's most comfortable for you, and then I hope that your period is not gonna be like the worst thing every month, because you have to live with this for like 40 or 50 years of your life. So just be prepared.
Yeah.
That was it for this quiz. I hope you learned something, Juhan. I feel
I
like
sure
it's
did.
I feel like it's great to know a little bit more. I would love to learn about men's anatomy too, just to get like a better understanding on the people I like talking to every day, because it's maybe not something we talk about that much, like our different anatomies, because there is such a huge difference like on the male and female body. So it's like just a good way to get to know each other.
All right, so now I'm gonna talk about orgasms. An orgasm is the climax and culmination of a sexual intercourse. Many people think that sex is over when the guy comes, but that's not really the case. But the thing I want to talk about, I want to compare male and female orgasms a bit, because no one knows about both sides of it, except maybe the ancient Greek prophet Tiresias, who said, if you split the pleasure into 10 parts, the man gets 1 and the woman gets 9. To get this reference, you should read the myth of Tiresias. I will not get too deep into the topic of orgasms and talk about brain chemistry or something like that, because I don't want to try to teach something that I don't really understand myself, but I wish to give a comparison. Firstly, the subjective part. What comes into your mind when you think about male and female orgasms? The thing that you most likely associate with male orgasm is an ejaculation, and that's it. Female orgasm, however, is something more magical and mysterious, because it cannot be symbolized by one simple body mechanic. So what are the main objective differences between male and female orgasms? A male orgasm is shorter, on average about 6.5 seconds, while female orgasm is 12 seconds on average. Of course, these numbers vary a lot for different people and individual orgasms. These are just the average numbers. Female orgasm is more intense. This is a little hard to measure, but women usually have more muscle contractions than men during orgasm. And the timeline of orgasms is different. Men get aroused more quickly, and it takes less time for men to get ready for the sexual event than for women. It also takes less time for men to reach an orgasm, and men experience orgasms more frequently than women, about 95% of the time, while women experience them about 65% of the time, according to the data I found. But the period that is shorter for women is the refractory period, or the recovery period that is needed between orgasms. For some women, this period doesn't even exist, which means you could have multiple orgasms in a row, like orgasm, like this. But for men, it can be from a few minutes to a few hours, depending on the person and the individual intercourse and time. So to finish, I'd like to say something too. There are many theories moving around from different gurus and teachers about orgasms. They might say something that is about getting in contact with the source of your masculinity or femininity and finding your sexual energy and letting it flow around. They might say that orgasms can be taught and improved through yoga, diets, breathing techniques, and so on. I'm not trying to say that they are right or wrong in their teachings. Personally, I believe that the key to orgasms is knowing and being able to control your own body and being friends with your own body. And that's also what I feel all the teachings come down to. I also think it's more about the journey than the destination. So girls, what do you think about the differences between male and female orgasms?
I think there is a huge difference, especially because women can get so many different types of orgasms. And I feel like it's not very common to talk about, because it's usually only like normal that, okay, so the guy comes and then the sex is done, which is kind of wild to me that it's all gonna like be about the male orgasm and not about the female. I don't know. I feel like there is so much things happening in the brain with the female because it lasts very much longer. But I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know really.
Okay, so thank you for your feedback. So let's continue on with the next topic.
Yes. For like achieving this holy grail that is the orgasm, we've come up with some tips and tricks for having more comfortable sex that we maybe wish that we knew when we were younger. Because sex can be really healthy for your mental and physical health. If it's done under the right conditions. Sex shouldn't hurt and you shouldn't like wish for it to be over with. So it's really important to communicate with your partner about sex. You should talk about what you like, what you don't like, if there is anything new you want to try. And obviously it's easier to talk with like a long-term partner rather than a one-night stand about this. But yeah.
You can even communicate while you are having sex to optimize the experience. If you don't know what you like, you can try experimenting either with or without your partner. Masturbation is a great way to get to know your body, which will also have advantage in your sex life with a partner.
Yeah, and I just want to say, especially to the girls, because obviously guys can't really fake an orgasm because they ejaculate when they come. But I'm just gonna tell girls that you shouldn't fake orgasms because it's only gonna boost the guys or your partner's ego. And it won't help anything because then your partner won't know like what to do the next time. So maybe just be more communicative about like what you like and what you don't like to like be able to have the best experience. And in order to do this, it's very important that you're relaxed when you have sex in order to get aroused. For men to get an erection and for women's vaginas to expand and lubricate. And even sometimes this won't happen, even if you're like very comfortable with your partner. This may be caused by different things like being too tired or being affected by alcohol or something. And you shouldn't like take it personally if your partner doesn't get physically aroused. It doesn't mean that you're bad or anything. It could be many other factors. And even though the girl is aroused, she might not be wet enough for it to be comfortable. And in order to prevent the pain, you can use lubricant because sex really shouldn't hurt. And that's a very important point to discuss.
Yes. Lubricant can be a good tool to make the sex more pleasant and smooth going. It's just important that you use something that's safe for the genitals. There is often a bit lube on condoms, but if you are going to use lube with your condom, be sure to use either a water-based or silicone-based lube. If you are using oil-based lube, the condom might rip. Water is not a lubricant, it's actually just rinses away your body own lubricant and make the sex even more dry.
Yeah, so I hope that you will take these tips because again I'm just gonna say sex shouldn't hurt. That's very important, and just be comfortable and talk with your partner about what you like and what you don't like so you can get the best experience out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And also another factor in having great sex is if you're in love. So maybe we're gonna talk a bit about love now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, have you ever been in love, guys?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
have.
I don't think so. I think I've been in situations where I might have felt like it, but afterwards now I can like clearly see that I wasn't in love.
I am not sure. I might have been. Why not? Yes. How do you know?
I just feel like after I came out of like these situations, it was so easy for me to get going and do something else. So I just think that wasn't real love because in my mind, like real love, you should be like connected to a person and you can't just like cut it off right away.
Juhan?
I don't know. I just feel like I know. It's based on the feeling. You just know it, I feel.
I think love is the most beautiful feeling that can be experienced. I am an emotional and intense person.
Yeah, I also think it's very much about like where you come from and the cultural differences.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about you being a Turkish, very emotional girl, and I'm maybe more Scandinavian, like more laid off, like takes distance to love. Yeah.
Different culture, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Is there a recipe to falling in love?
I don't know. I ask you. I have never been in love.
No description. Love is the purest form of love. You are happy when you see it. You want to see it all the time, and you miss it even when you are with it. Love is love, yeah.
Yeah.
I think good.
A recipe for falling in love. Well, I mean, there isn't like such recipe. Like there's like a WikiHow article with like very detailed instructions how to fall in love. But I feel like falling in love has a lot to do with closeness and spending a lot of time together. So if you're with a person for a long time and you're always together, then I think love is very likely to happen in these situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually saw an article one time about like 36 questions to fall in love. So, and all these questions that you two persons were like asking each other, it was like very deep personal questions. So maybe it's like about getting to know a person on a deeper level and like getting to understand like what goes on in the mind of that person, you know?
Yes, I feel like sharing personal things, it also brings you closer together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you choose to fall out of love? Juhan?
I mean, I think it's kind of difficult. Like you can set a line between like being in love, then I don't think you can just like fall out of love. But if it's like you're having a crush on someone, then it's maybe more easy to just cut it off. For me, there is a huge difference between having a crush on someone and being in love with someone. Like, huge difference.
Yeah.
I feel like no, you can't really do this on command.
Have you ever gone through a heartbreak?
I have not, so I want to know how it is to be prepared for when it maybe happens someday.
Yeah. Juhan?
Yes, I have. I mean, in the beginning it's really hard, but the time heals the wounds, and as time goes by, you kind of get over it, and it gets better.
I have been disappointment, depression, pain, and forgetting phase. Easy to say, heavy and painful process to live.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's true.
But do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that you only have like one soulmate, or do you think that you can find multiple soulmates?
No, one person.
One person?
Yeah.
I think more than one. It's
No.
mathematically too, like only one, it's mathematically too difficult to find.
I don't
feel.
agree.
I feel like maybe like you have a soulmate for each time in your life, you know, because you develop through time. So maybe a person, if I had been in a relationship maybe 5 years ago, maybe that person would have been my soulmate for the person I was back then. But then there would maybe be a new soulmate for the person I'm gonna be in 5 years.
I don't know. We will see.
Interesting. That's interesting theory.
Yeah.
We will see.
Mm?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any final words on this subject?
I guess love is everywhere if you know how to find it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only love with a relationship partner. There's also just friendship love and family love, and maybe love for your dog or something. Like, you can find love everywhere. So if you maybe feel a bit lonely because you don't have been in love like me, you can just find love somewhere else and love yourself. That's maybe the most important. I think you have to be able to love yourself in order to love someone else.
Yeah, wow.
Yes, definitely. Self-love is the most important love.
Yes, I agree.
And that's it for today. These are all the topics we have. Thank you for listening to our podcast until the end. And if you didn't, then shame on you. I hope you learned something new, because I definitely did. Please also check out our other videos and listen to our other podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so follow us there to keep up with our activities. We wish you a pleasant day. See you.
See
Bye.
you.